So I'm going to give you an example of one of the ones that I think is the most fascinating and showcases really the unique computing capabilities of this new technology. And it's called the persona pattern. Now, in the real world, we know how to solve problems, not by solving them ourselves, but by going to the person or organization that knows how to solve it. So if I have a question about nutrition, I would go and talk to a nutritionist. I don't necessarily know how they're going to answer my question, how they're going to arrive at the answer, what the format will be, but I know I can talk to them and ask. I know I can go and talk to a doctor. Or if I have a particular government entity that I need to interact with in the US for your taxes, it's the IRS, I can go and ask the IRS about my taxes. But I don't know how they're going to arrive at their answer. I don't know what they're going to do. It turns out we can do something very similar to this, and we can solve problems in a similar way with generative AI. And it's through the persona pattern. We simply say, act as some persona. And what's interesting is it will completely change how the generative AI responds. So I'm going to give you an example of this that is very close to home. So my wife is a speech language pathologist. And so basically that means she tests kids before they go into kindergarten and start school to see if they have any issues with their speech or their understanding of language. And so I'm going to say, act as a speech language pathologist to ChatGPT. I'm going to tell it the persona that I want it to reason with. I'm going to tell you what a 3-year-old said, and you will write an assessment for me. The child said, I need way woy. And so I tried to think about what my son sounded like at 3 and try to capture it in text. Didn't do a very good job, but let's see what ChatGPT says. It says, based on the provided speech sample, it appears the child may be experiencing some phonological and articulation errors, which are common in children around this age. Consonant errors. It seems the child is having difficulty with the production of some consonant sounds, specifically the N and L sounds. The child said mead instead of need and woy instead of toy, assuming the intended words were need and toy. And it goes on and it says syllable structure. It is possible the child intended to say play, but produced way instead, which suggests a substitution of the initial consonant cluster PL with a single consonant W. Now notice what I didn't ask ChatGPT for. I didn't ask it for syllable structure or consonants or articulation or any of these things, but I gave it a persona of a speech language pathologist, and it completely changed how it output and reasoned. That is fundamentally a new capability in computing that we've never had before.